It's MK and I am back with Scraptember and 30 Days of Sketches. I am also joining Stretch the Sketch Gang, and this is the sketch that we will be creating today. I have decided to actually shrink the sketch this time, so I'm going to ink the edges with my Memento ink and this little dauber from Tim Holtz. I also picked out a couple of washi tapes and one that I haven't even opened yet. So I also was thinking about some way of covering up these little hearts, but I'm not really sure if they're going to even be seen. So we will see when I get to the layout. I also have these Pebbles little mini stickers that are tiles. I love tiles, and I've already wrote down a very long title. I absolutely love long titles, you guys. Absolutely love it. So I am doing a couple of photos of another storm that rolled in on our way, actually my husband's way to work. And he actually took a picture of where the fact that he only drove a mile and it was clear blue skies and then bam, nice gray skies. And I plan on backing it with some white scraps. I have a few really, really old pieces going on here. This little piece by Stamperia, as well as a cut apart from Chamel and one little lonely sticker left over from Close to My Heart. I have some 13 Arts Under the Stars papers that I absolutely love, and I wish I had 2 of these, but I do plan on using the colored side as well as the black and white side. And then I have a piece of Close to My Heart cardstock that is one of their old ones, so it is not double-sided on for this one. So they just barely started doing the double-sided cardstock, which I think is of great value, especially if you are a Cricut user and like to do a lot of layers and have the lights and the darks. And so then you have 2 colors to choose from instead of just one. All right, so I am cutting apart my paper and I am going to cut out I believe it's a 6 by 6 inch piece or a 5 by 6 inch. Nope, it's 6 inch. So I'm going to cut a 6 inch by 6 inch and I'm going to do an 8 by 8 album, or I'm sorry, layout in my album. And then I am trying to figure out where to cut my pieces, but first I thought that I would figure out how I'm going to do my photos and then my doily at the same time. Now, the sketch does have like a little doily-esque thing. I believe it is a doily, where the title is supposed to sit. Now, mine, because I am shrinking it, I'm kind of shifting some of the elements to work in my favor rather than figure out how to get, you know, all the elements off to the side of my photo, because I don't like using tiny photos. I do like using large photos. So I am going to figure out how to make everything work and still look like the sketch or mimic the sketch rather well. So I decided to cut up my papers and put them in the 4 corners. But if you look at the sketch, the top of the layers are farther from the top edge of the base page than they are on the sides, the tops and the bottoms to be exact. And so I decided to kind of sort of do that, so at least you'll be able to see it, but I didn't want it to be so obvious. So it is there, but it isn't there, if that makes any sense. And then I left a little gap for where I will put in the washi tape. And then I decided, instead of wasting my doily, which the first one that I did get was a little bit on the large side. So I went and I got a smaller version of the exact same doily. And I decided that I was going to cut my portions off because I could always use that little bit of doily for something else. Now, also, instead of having my photos kind of sort of not go off the edge, I decided to put my photos on the edge because I didn't really have anything to go underneath them, but I will shift that element over to the right instead. So the washi tape that I decided to use, it's kind of sort of a lot see-through. It's not kind of sort of, it's a lot. And so basically I had to use 3 strips of my silver see-through, yes, of my silver washi in order to get the cloud washi to work. Now I am going to cut apart these clouds because from the Chamel cut apart, because they are a little bit too big, but when I cut them, they work perfectly fine and they don't cover up all of my all of my background papers, and a lot of the stars are still seen. And then I'm also going to cover up where that word is underneath, and it says follow your dreams or something like that. And so I did not want that. So I'm going to go ahead and use 3 strips of the washi and then that cloud washi underneath. And then I will have to glue those to the back in order for them to actually stick, because washi lately for me isn't sticky. And so I'm not sure if that's like a quality of washi or not. So I am going to also have my rather large title go over my overlap my photos onto the road portion of my photos, as well as where the title is supposed to be on the sketch. And so it's a scallop. That's what it is. It's not a doily. It's a scallop. I used a doily. I don't ever hardly use doilies, so I thought that I'd pull one out. I have enough to last me a lifetime with as much doilies as I don't use. So anyways, and I'm also not putting a unicorn on my layout. Surprise, surprise. I'm just not, even though it probably would have worked with this layout, but I didn't. I decided to do with clouds and, changing it. And this is actually something that we say to each other quite a bit. It says, we have a saying, wait 5 minutes, the weather will change. So if you don't like the weather, if it's too hot, if it's too cold, if it's too sunny, if it's too cloudy, just wait 5 minutes and the weather will change, especially in the valley that we live in. It changes dramatically compared to other places that I have been. And this is just a prime example. My husband only drove a mile and it went from clear blue skies, well, cloudy blue skies, to total gray. And you could see the rain, like wall of rain on that mountain right there that he's getting ready to drive into. And so, of course, another saying that we have is that the weatherman is the only job that you can have where you're 90% wrong. At least in our area, it could say that it's, 1% chance of rain and you're that 1%. Sorry, Janet, but I just had to throw that in there. So anyways, to finish it all off, I did shift, like I said, I shifted that bottom little cluster that's supposed to go under the photos just off to the right a little bit because I did like that element. And then I did a little splatters, and now I plan on using some sequins. Now, I have some sequins that are from like a little embellishment pack from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. And I think it's the cutest little set of sequins. You've got some wood grain, some stars, and some clouds. And I just think that they're amazing. So I plan on just using these stars and clouds for this one, not including any of the wood grain. I did also put a little tab up at the top, just like in the sketch. And I think the only thing that I left off was the little embellishment unicorn head. That's it. I was able to squish everything into the layout and it still represent a good portion of this sketch. I absolutely love doing smaller layouts like this and having them, in between my larger photos. It's kind of like a little flip flap or a little mini album within my larger album. And so I like the differences. Plus, I like to create and I like to have layouts, but sometimes some photos aren't, like, I don't want to say worthy, but some of them aren't like all that in a bag of chips to have a full-blown 12 by 12 layout like these storm photos. I just feel like they're neat because we captured it. Because some of the kids, really, you walked uphill both directions? Some of them don't believe us. And so it's nice to have a photo to go with the story. All right, so I put a little bit of sequins here and there and everywhere, just randomly all over, just to basically have more stars and clouds all over the layout. And I am done. Here I am. So the list of everyone playing along is a little bit longer than normal because I have everyone playing along with the Scraptember, with the 30 Days of Sketches, or with both, and the Stretch the Sketch Gang. All right. Thank you so very much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Be sure to check out everyone else that played along with this day. And I will check y'all later. Thank you so very much. Bye.